this. Here we go. Woo! Oh my God. Oh, what up guys, Tommie Bennett here, and today I'm gonna teach you guys how to ride POW. Whoa!
What's up?
We're gonna teach you how to ride POW in the trees, out on the main run, and I'm gonna give you my favorite tips on how to make the POW day the best day you've ever had. So on that note guys, let's get right into it. Woo! Alright guys, so when it comes to actually riding powder, let's first go over the things that are gonna prepare us to have the sickest day ever. Now the first thing is making sure that you check the weather and that you know what kind of weather conditions you're getting into. So it's way better for you to be warm, dress appropriately, and even if you need to have hand warmers and toe warmers, that's not soft. Because if you're out here warm, that means you're gonna be ripping up all day and not spending the whole time in the lodge. So make sure you're checking the weather, make sure you're prepared, and make sure you're killing it, and you're like dressed and ready to go. And the second thing is, when you go ride POW, you don't really have the opportunity to actually warm up. Well, sometimes you do, but sometimes you're going back, you're rushing out to get the sickest line. So get there a little early, and I suggest stretching. I personally love to stretch because I want my body to feel good and be super responsive. So when I get to those cliffs or get to the POW turns, dude, I'm ripping it up, I'm feeling good, right? All right, so that's the second thing. Now, it's really important to have a buddy. They say no friends on a POW day, but I would rather have a friend. What if I want to go ride trees and I end up getting hurt? What if I get stuck in a tree well? What if I need my dude there to save my life? Well, if I have a friend, I know he's there with me. You don't have to have 37 friends, but make sure you have one dude that can keep up, that's the same ability, and you guys go rip it up for like a safety, so make sure that you're having a sick day, and if anything happens, your dude's right there with you.
What's up guys?
This is Max Duffy. He's one of my athletes. Make sure you go check out his Instagram. He posts a whole bunch of sick content there, so go check it out. Boom. All right guys, we're about to get off the chairlift. Let's go ride some POW. Let's get it. So when it comes to riding POW, you gotta be able to keep your nose up and be able to turn your snowboard. So out on the main run before a powder day, I want you guys to practice this little drill / exercise. We're simply going to get our shoulders, our hips, and we're gonna lean over our tail while lifting up our nose a little bit. Now it's important to be comfortable in this position. Now I do not want you guys to have your lead shoulder open back here like this, because if I want to make a toe side turn, look how hard it is or how long it takes to actually get to my toe side edge. Make sure that your weight is back, your shoulders pointed in the direction you're traveling. So if I'm going heel side, I'll point it a little bit heel side. When I'm going toe side, I'll point it toe side. But with POW, you got to be able to turn from the back of your board. So this is a great exercise. So I'm simply going to work on doing turns from a backside position that will translate into powder. And now remember, choose the right turn for the right conditions. If it's super firm underneath and it's only a couple inches of powder, you don't have to be super backseat. But if it's like 2 feet of POW, you got to make sure you keep that nose up. And if you don't, you're gonna sink like a submarine and you're gonna get bodied, not sick. Watch this, do what I do, and then get ready for the sickest POW day you'll ever have. You'll notice how I'm able to make some quick turns, and I did this really slow. It's good to start slow because you have time to think about it, process what you're doing, and then we can speed it up a little bit and take all of those skills into the run that has a lot of powder on it. So I would not use this application so much in tight trees. If they're wide open trees and deep POW, yeah, but if it's tight trees, you're gonna have to make sure you're a little bit more centered, because if you're too far back, the turns might be not as responsive as they need to be. that the sooner you get to the main run, the sicker the POW is gonna be. But as people go down, it's gonna get super choppy. And then if you wanna find some sick POW, you're gonna wanna go into the trees, but make sure you're going in trees that are spaced out enough for your ability, as well as know where they're going. I don't want you to go in the trees and end up getting completely stuck or in a river or something. But that run over there says it's closed, so we're actually gonna go the opposite direction so we don't lose our passes. Plus, that probably leads us into a place we don't wanna be where this does. All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right guys, so sometimes when you're going to try to find the sickest POW, you may end up on one of these things called a T-bar. They're pretty dope. Couple things, couple little helpful hints real quick. I like to put the bar on my hip, not between my legs. It's a little bit easier and it doesn't hurt as much. As the lifty passes you the T-bar, make sure you grab it. I like to like reach behind me and grab it. And then the key is just to stand up tall and let it pull you. It's not like a chairlift. You don't want to sit down. Don't sit down, you'll fall over. It sucks. Especially as snowboarders, man, we'll struggle. Stand up tall, keep your core tight, let it grab you and then pull you up. Super sick. Going in. Oh, watch this gap. Oh, we're sending it. Oh, holy cow, that powder was freaking insane. So sometimes you end up like doing a turn, and especially in Colorado, the snow just goes freaking up and it's a white room. So make sure you're being able to look where you're going. Before that, do a nice little turn, and then you're gonna have to trust going through that. Obviously minimize those super white rooms if you're like in the trees and stuff, but that's so insane, holy cow. Now I talk a lot about knee steering. When it comes to knee steering, that's really good for groomers and stuff and trees. When it comes to powder, you may have to be actually turning from your back foot, just like a boat. That analogy is pretty applicable. You might be having to turn your snowboard like a boat because you want that front of your board to lift up. So you may have to adjust to the conditions. Obviously 10 feet of powder versus an inch of powder is a little bit different, but make sure you're choosing the right turns. Oh my God, my buddy's leaving me. Oh boy. You'll notice there's a couple times it got super tight and then there was somebody down in the way. So make sure you have your eyes up. I have another tutorial about how to ride trees if you guys want to do that. So make sure you look up there. Got another whole video on that. But Max did a great job about looking where he was going. Also, your selection of trees, you'll notice that we find a nice smooth pathway that wasn't super tight. So if you keep your eyes up, you're gonna be able to identify that and create a plan in your head. You're looking 3 to 5 turns ahead. If you can do that, you're gonna be killing the POW, and then you can anticipate what's happening. There's somebody on the trail. There's a tree that fell down. Well, you're already thinking about it and being prepared. By the time it comes up, you can handle it like a boss. Added bonus, if you guys are feeling like you're going too slow and you can't get any speed, but there's somebody else's trail there, simply follow their line and then you'll be able to pick up speed, and then you can dip back out when you need to. So you can like manage your speed. The last thing I want you to do is get the freshest line, get stuck, and then be bumped. So it's kind of crazy talking to you guys, trying to focus on all this. How am I doing? We're back out here on the main run. Now we can get back in that backseat position if we need to. We're not backseat, shoulder open. We're backseat nice and strong with our shoulder pointing in the direction we're going. Yep. I don't know if you guys noticed that as Max entered the run, he was actually looking uphill to make sure somebody wasn't coming down and he wasn't like getting smoked by some random dude. So good job on your spatial awareness, dog.
I've already been there, done that. Getting smoked by someone coming down is not fun.
So a lot of people ask me about what kind of POW board you should be riding. Obviously a reverse camber board that is shaped more like this is gonna be really awesome, and it's gonna help you float on the snow because your nose of your board is up. Now, when it comes to a camber board, which is what I'm using, I ride camber board every single day. My board is naturally shaped like this, so I have to put a lot more pressure on the tail of the snowboard to get the board to flex and to get my nose up. So you'll notice that I have to lean back a lot more. So yes, if you have a powder specific board, it's gonna be a lot easier. But if you have a camber board, it's still totally doable. You just gotta be able to come in with the right tactic to kill it. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Recap. Make sure you're prepared so that you have the sickest day possible. Make sure you have a buddy so that if anything happens that you got somebody that's going to help save your life. And then make sure you're choosing the right turns and the right tactics for the right application. You're going to have to change your tactics. Depends on what you're doing. Steep turns versus super powdery turns versus flat terrain. So those are really important. So if you guys are digging the content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, make sure you guys subscribe, and then I got a whole bunch of merch down below. I also have an online snowboard course where you have the opportunity to work with me, and you're gonna be able to become an awesome snowboarder. So make sure you check that out. And as always, we out.